Hi, this is Chef Janie Pendleton, and today I'm back. We're doing canning all month this month, and probably most into the fall. So I've got my about 36 quarts of green beans done. I've got some mandarin oranges done, and I've got some candied pears done. My daughter loves those, so I'll probably do more when I get the pears on sale. I got the green beans from the farmer's market because I didn't have a big enough plot to plant that many green beans this year. And the rabbits did a number on my peas, so I won't have any peas unless I get some from the farmer's market either. But the guy, I made him an offer on a couple of bushels, and I just made an offer. It was the end of the day. He accepted the offer, and I came home with all these bushels, with 2 bushels of beans. So I did 36, these are 1.5 pints, and I did some quarts in here as well. We like the 1.5 pint size for us. And I think I made out with doing all this for under $30. That included the lids, the bands. Of course, I had the jars. My husband bought me a couple of cases of them. We really like the 1.5 pints. So anyway, now we're doing salsa today. And those are my birds, as usual. They're out here egging me on to keep going. But anyway, just instead of telling you how I made my salsa and everything, basically what I did is I just picked up this packet of Mrs. Wage's salsa. Usually I make mine fresh and do my own herbs and stuff in the garden, but I saw this and I tried it before and my kids liked it, so I thought I'd give it a try again. Heck, I'll can up anything. I've been canning for 30 years, but I really like this. My kids like it. But I added a little bit of lime juice to mine, about, probably a 1/4 cup of lime juice and a little lime extract, just to give it that lime punch that we like. And I added an extra 1/4 cup of vinegar to it because I went over the recommended amount of tomatoes. And I had some tomatoes that were due up in the cabinet. And I only paid 40 cents minus 50, so I paid 20 cents a can for these a little over 1.5 pound cans of tomatoes. 20 cents a can. And the due date is up here June 2013. So I had to get these canned up. So there's sales out there. You can hit them. I got all kinds of little fruits and plums and cherries and things on sale in that same bin. Even sliced pineapple here, and I'm going to put those in the dehydrator. I've got number 10 cans of corn that I've been dehydrating, and as you can see in some of my other videos, my dehydrator has just been running full swing. This is everything that I've got dehydrated or canned up so far, from apple butter to corn, clear gel, biscuit mixes, dehydrated sour cream, dehydrated eggs, dehydrated honey powder, beef and chicken bouillon. I make all my own stocks. You know, I'm a chef, so I come up with a lot of this. Now, somebody sent me the cheddar cheese powder. I absolutely love it. It's from berryfarms.com. Give them a try. It's absolutely delicious. And I just, you can see in here, I've got the oxygen absorbers in on this one. Any of your fine powders, you're better off just doing the oxygen absorber so you don't tear up your food saver machine, your vacuum sealer machine. I've done all kinds of peppers. I got these peppers at Kroger's, great big bags of them on sale. Pineapples, pears, peaches, lemons, oranges. Look how beautiful these oranges are. And I got peaches back in here. Oh, it just goes all the way back in here. Apples, we got tapioca. We got my homemade pizza pie crust, and I just took some directions off another pie crust thing and topped that with it so I'd remember what was in it. It looks like a fancier label. And then here I got some potato flakes on sale. I like doing my own fresh potatoes, but if you know what hits the fan, we'll have some flake potatoes. And my husband likes hominy, and so I dehydrated some hominy, and that's what it looks like dehydrated. This was actually, how many cans was this, John? This was 4 number 10 cans of hominy, and it fit into 2 pint jars, or 2 quart jars, excuse me. Can you believe that? This was 24 pounds of hominy into this, and and this right here rehydrates really nicely, by the way. It's great for soups and stews and a filler type product, just like beans. It's really good for you. And it's basically corn without the husk and stuff on it, and I don't like the smell of it myself, and neither does my daughter, but my husband loves it. So, and when you're cooking with it, you can't so much taste it. Oh, I see little birdie on husband's hand there. Look at that. Our dog's off getting fixed and spayed today, isn't she, John? Yeah. And I'm missing my baby. She has to stay there overnight. So, Lexi's not with us today. Birdies are happy. Yeah, and the birdies are happy to be out. They can't usually come out if she's out, so. Yeah. So the birds are liking the dog gone, but I'm not liking it. Okay, so what we have here then is in the water bath canner. I decided not to go with the pints because I mean, you know, I'm going to send the salsa up to my girls in college who are in college. They both have separate apartments now, and then my son, of course, he's getting ready to have a baby, and his wife really doesn't do much canning or anything like that, but because she works all the time. So I'm going to, she's getting ready to have a baby here in a couple of months, my first grandbaby. So they love the salsa. So I'm making up some extras of everything I'm canning for three or four families here. So, so it takes me a while. But what I've got here is I've got my jars are sterilized in the dishwasher, and what I'm doing is I'm just keeping them in a hot water bath here until I'm ready to use them. I have my tall stock pot with the glass lid and the steam vent. You can look on my other how to water bath can video. It's on my YouTube and Facebook site, and I guess you want to go over to the side there somewhere and look for that. And then in here I just have a simple rack with some water, and it's not even simmering quite. It's just really steamy hot water. We want to keep it about the same temperature as the jar is going in. And then here I had some leftover juice, and I'm going to have a quart of juice to can up here in just a minute. We'll get to that in just a minute. So now we want to go ahead and ladle this into our jars. And I don't even worry about using, well, you know what? For your sake, I'm going to go ahead and do this, okay? And now let me go ahead and set you up on a tripod here. We're going to fill this up to a 1/2 inch headspace. There we go. You can do 3/4 of an inch to an inch if you like, that's fine. But the recommended was a 1/2 inch, so that's what we're going to do. A little bit more there. There we go. We're just going to show this to you really quickly. I'll put that in there so I don't get it. Alright, we're going to take a clean piece of paper towel. We're going to dip it down inside this hot water here. Squeeze it out a bit. We're going to, if you can see this here, we're going to wipe off the rims. Just like that. It looks like to me like this one right here can hold a little more, so we're going to put a little more in here. If you want to use this handy dandy tool, you can get out the bubbles. Just like that. Okay, we're about 1 inch head space, so we can go a little more. Okay, there we are at our 1/2 inch head space. It's perfect. That is a handy dandy little tool there. And again, we're just going to wipe off the rims. Okay, now we're just going to take and we're going to adjust the lids. We're going to take a little of this hot water and go around the top, just like that. Make sure there's no cracks or anything. Put on our nice steamy hot water lid so the glue's softened. Crank on the rings. Give it a little bit of a crank, just a finger tight. That's it. I'll do it one more time here so you can see it. I already sterilized my rings, so they were already sterilized. Now we're going to take these over and we're going to put these in the hot water bath for 40 minutes, and we're going to cover this with 1 to 2 inches of water. Now these aren't pints, so I'm going to add an extra 5 minutes, so I'm going to go 45 minutes. Okay? And we'll be right back. A nice rolling boil, and when it gets to look just like that, be sure and keep on the lid. And we're going to process this for, I've already went a few minutes here, but we're going to process this for 45 minutes for the 1.5 pints and the quart jar of tomato juice that I put in here with it. So we're going to go with the highest recommended amount. So it's 40 minutes for pints, it's 45 minutes for 1.5 pints, and it's 50 to 60 minutes for quarts. Now, but if you look on the tomato juice canner amount, since one of this is tomato juice, see, you can come on here and look at the juice, and it says to process or water bath can the juice for 35 minutes. So we're going to take the maximum amount, which is the salsa, in the 1.5 pints for 45 minutes. So remember, when you're canning more than one item in here, take the highest amount of processing time. Doesn't hurt it to process an extra 5 minutes. It can only help. Remember, it's better to over process than to under process. All right, and we'll see you back here in about a half an hour. Okay, we've finished processing these, and I added an extra 10 minutes onto the processing time for this quart of tomato juice. Remember, you want to, over processing is fine, under processing is not. And since we went with 1.5 instead of pint jars of salsa, that worked out fine, because these were just as tall as the quart jars, so I was allowed to keep that extra 1.5 inches, 2 inches of water over the top in the water bath canner, and that worked out fine. We're gonna wait to see if these seal. Can't wait to hear that. That's one of my favorite sounds. Even the birds are excited. And so anyway, so we were able to put in that quart of juice in with the 1.5 jars, and that worked out fine. And that's why we decided not to do pints, because I needed to get something up as tall as that, because I didn't want to waste my time and have to do this twice today. I got other things to do. So, so that worked for me. But this is Chef Janie Pendleton, and I hope this has inspired you to go out and make some salsa. La cucaracha. Have a good one, and God bless.